in this lesson, we'll draw out the bones for the left hand. Let's head back over to the top view. This would be the best view to draw the hand bones in, because we can, again, get an idea of the topology here. So heading back to the bone tools, go ahead and choose Create Bones, minimize the bone tools. We'll start by drawing out our wrist bone, not on top of the arm chain. We'll connect that back later when we set up our IKFK functionality. So I'm just going to click near this bone and then draw out right at the end of the hand. Alright, now for the fingers, we can double up our bones here, and the result we'll get when we envelope is going to be amazing, because we can really hold that volume the way we need to. So it's going to make painting weights a lot better for us. Now before we draw the fingers, let's go ahead and adjust the width and height. What they're set to right now is going to be a little bit too large. Alright, so again, we're doubling up the fingers. We'll start with the index. Okay, right where the root would pivot from, and then we'll draw out the next bone, skipping over the middle edge loop, getting to the next, and we'll continue that process. It's very important that we make sure we draw the bones in the right spot, because if not, we can definitely notice the offset when we envelope. Okay, so we want to take care of that at the start. Alright, so there's that chain. I'll go back to the bone tools and we'll draw out the pinky chain. Now, if you notice, there's some extra rotation happening with the pinky right around the palm. So we definitely want to add an extra bone there to reflect that. So as we animate the pinky, we can get some natural movement. So we'll go ahead and add that extra bone. And then the rest of these are going to be just like what we did with the index chain. Alright, and now we can go ahead and work on the thumb. That can be kind of tricky too, knowing where to place that pivot, but it's right around here, again, closer to the center of the palm. So again, going back to our bone tools, draw out our root. And then as we get into the thumb, we're going to definitely want to double up our chain. But for this root, it's fine. Okay. Alright, so there are our hand bones. So let's say we take a look at this in the perspective. Alright, so from here we can go ahead and work on bringing them up. We'll just select each root, and from there we'll go to our move tool and bring them up, making sure that they're placed right in the center. Okay, that looks good. Pinky looks good. For the thumb, let's go ahead and select its root, and we'll just need to rotate that in place. So let's head over to our rotate tool. Make sure we're either in gimbal or our local coordinate system, and we can just start to rotate this down. Okay, it's very important that we rotate this right so we get the right bending. Otherwise, as we animate our thumb, it's going to look awkward. So I'm looking at the orientation of the geometry and the bone chain. Alright, I think that looks good. If anything, you can go ahead and switch this to local and use that to kind of rotate this down a little bit more so it's centered. Okay, that looks pretty good. So from here, we can get back to our hand bone, go back to our bone tools, and in bone edit mode, we can go ahead and snap this to the end chain. I'll just press Shift A. Okay, great. Everything else looks good. Go ahead and come out of that now. Then from here we can go ahead and work on renaming these. So again, starting with that hand bone, that's going to be bn underscore l underscore hand 01. Copy that, press page down to get to the nub. There we go. This is going to be be hand end. Okay, from here we'll branch off starting with the thumb. BNL thumb underscore A 01. Copy that. Page down. Let's see here. Select the bone, page down, there we go. Didn't want to work for me. Alright, so this one is going to be B underscore A. Remember, we doubled them up, so for their naming convention, we can go with AB. So I'll just copy this, go to the next bone, and this is going to be BB. Alright, when we get to the next, that's going to be CA and CB. Alright, and then for the nub, that's simply going to be thumb end. And we don't want to forget to put the BE at the start. Okay, that brings us to the index. So we get the idea here. This is going to be index AA 01. Copy that. And this is going to be AB. Get to the next one here. Go ahead and rename that. And to finish this, the last thing we'll do is go ahead and color code this chain. So I'm just going to keep renaming these, and then afterwards, of course, we'll want to link the fingers, link each root, okay, to the hand bone, so we can take care of that. And then we can color code it same way we did with the arm. So if you wanted to, you can go ahead and stop the lesson or move on to the next lesson, but if you'd like to stick around as I rename this, feel free to do so. It's actually kind of fun. And they did not tell me to say that. I'm just joking. Alright, copy that, go to the next. Okay. And this is going to be index end. Alright, that brings us to the last. That's going to be pinky A. No need to add an extra letter since we only have one bone for the root. So we'll copy that, go to the next, paste, and that's going to be B underscore A. Copy that, go to the next one, B underscore B. Take care of that. And that's going to be CB. Okay, just a few more here. It's going to be D, A, and DB. And then at the end, that's pinky end. Okay, great. So we have them renamed. Oh, and we don't want to forget to put that prefix of BE, so we don't have that a part of the envelope. Let's double check that. Need to do that for the index, definitely. For the thumb, it's taken care of. Alright, great. So let's go ahead and select that hand bone now. We'll press Control, page down, head over to our bone tools, and recolor this chain. Okay. Choose apply gradient, and there we have it. All right, so we have our hand bones in place. Great, so what's our next task? Our next task is actually going to be to create the controls we'll use to blend between our IK and FK arms. So that's what we're going to work on in the next lesson.